Welcome back. I feel like I have to start every intro now shaking this bottle up because every time I remember to record, it is always there. So it's Monday. Daughter is sick. She threw up a couple times this weekend. Threw up this morning. Have to take care of her. So navigating busy weeks with kids that are not feeling good is very hard. I'm the only one that can take care of her during the day, during the week, because my wife works at a hospital. She is much more needed than I am, so it's just not going to happen. Now, with that in mind, I took my lovely to-do list, that's 2 pages this week, and I went through it and I thought everything that I can do while I'm watching my kid. So it was things like checking the status of payments. I can easily do that from my phone while she's playing with something, while she's eating. Not as important to be present. I know obviously you want to be more present, but I can easily do those things. Updating lists for outdoor Mulligan Mic. I have a couple of sales contacts to do from just Facebook, Instagram, following my ideal client on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Those are really easy a thing. I have a monthly text that I send to myself, which we're going to dive into that more. That's what I'm going to do today and follow up with a couple of clients to see what days we're going to shoot next month. So one of the best ways I've found to schedule the content is I write it down and then I write the date that I'm going to post it. So that way I make sure I'm filling my important dates. And this is just for the Mulligan Mic stuff. And then I'm going to do it for my party media content as well. I don't know about you guys, but unless it's written down and I can physically see it, I can't do it. It's just, it needs to be physically written down, and that way I can have everything organized so you can see it as a bigger picture has really, really helped me. But writing things down. So we all have cell phones. We all have access to Google Voice. So I have a Google Voice account for my business. All my business phone calls will go to my Google Voice, but I use it a little different than most. So on the top of my messages, I have my star to myself, and then I have my star up there to my business phone number. So like my favorites at the top of each time are myself, my own phone number, and then my business phone number. Now it's important that I put it this way because as an entrepreneur, as somebody that you have so many different opportunities. And if you do every single one, or if you write every single one down on a piece of paper, you're going to lose it, or you're going to lose your mind if you're just doing everything because you're going to run around. You're not going to have any structure with anything that you do. So what I do is every idea that I have that is not something urgent that would make my business fall apart or something that I need to make sure is done within the next couple hours, I send a text message to my business phone. Then I get the notification on there, and I do not look at those notifications on my business phone to that Google Voice number from my personal phone number. It's going to get a little confusing until the end of the month. So any idea that I have that I think would be good, I put it on there. It's what I like to call is pressure testing the idea. So I look to say, hey, is this going to be a good idea? If it is, great, it goes on there. And then at the end of every month, I go through all of my text messages and then put them on a list. Anything that is still viable for that next month, that makes it onto the list, and then it will eventually make it into my to-do list. And if it stays on my weekly to-do list longer than 2 weeks, it falls off. So I'll put like a little 1 next to it, or I'll put a little 2 next to it if it comes from those text messages. So if I don't complete it in 2 weeks, that to me means it wasn't as important as it needed to be. If it was a time thing, I go just schedule that for the date that's out in the past. If I'm going to do something in October for like a Halloween something or what else, then I would schedule that for that. So like that's the outlier there. Then anything urgent that I remember to do that is going to take my time away from editing, from client work, from anything else that I know has to be done, I send a text message to my own phone number, then that notification stays active. Now, the key here, I can only have one of those notifications at a time. So I have to complete that task first before I can send another task. So it helps with the execution part of it, where all of my monthly things are just ideas and all this fun stuff that I want to do, or just pieces of content that I want to have, or maybe partnerships that I know I can get to at another time. But if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget it. So that is how I keep things organized. I hope it helps you. Ugh. It's days like these that I generally enjoy, where it's no meetings, it's no shoots, it's nothing that is scheduled. So what I mean by that, you don't have to stop what you're doing and you can go. I highly encourage doing at least one of these a week. I don't do one a week. I wish I did. But I'm going to start doing one a week where I don't allow for any meetings. I don't allow for any shoots. And it just allows me to do all of the batch work, all of this. So examples, I'm going through and organizing all of my ideas that we had down here on paper through the text messages that we sent. I'm going to batch all of my content for the month. So if you don't know, Facebook allows you to batch up to a month worth of it, and so does Instagram. So I'm going to batch all my Facebook, my Instagram, and then my LinkedIn content for both Party Media, my personal page, and then Mulligan Mic for a month. And then I'm going to organize it into folders. So as content comes up, I'm going to be able to throw it into a folder. So that way I have every month. So example, this is March. So March folder will have its own, and then it's April and May and so on and so forth. So I'm going to hopefully try that to organize it a little bit better. We have a Mulligan Mic tomorrow, so I'm going to be charging for that, making sure all the questions, since it's 9 holes, 9 questions, making sure I have all the questions done for that. And then going to start following my ideal client on social media. I'm going to edit one of the Mulligan mics coming up. Trying to edit a couple if I have time for it. And then make sure I get my scripts from a shoot from this Friday. Get those scripts. Since we didn't do a script that they read off a teleprompter, I had to go through, watch the video, write the script out, and then be able to send it to my editor. I don't know if he can hear the audio very well from what I'm saying, so I need to make sure he does from his side. So last thing on the list is just going to be social media sales outreach for my ideal clients. So what I like to do is first I'll follow them on social media, and then I'll engage in a couple of the pieces of content for them. And then after I engage with them, I kind of reach out and just say, hey, just so you guys are aware, I do social media content. If you want anything filmed, I do branding filming. I do XYZ, just if you're aware, and if you guys need another videographer. It's a real nonchalant way to reach out just to let them know what I do. Also, if you guys don't have any of these little power banks, one, it works great for the phone because it's wireless, but then it also has USB-C and then lightning on there. They're little braided cords too. So they work really good for like GoPros. They're super light. They work good for just a lot of different things. Your phone, obviously. Always like to take those on a shoot. And then I'm going to start using these more. These are the Ray-Ban glasses with a camera on them. So I'm going to try to start doing more of these for behind the scenes stuff because I suck at doing behind the scenes. So if you have any behind the scenes cameras that you like to use, please let me know if I can either just easily attach it. I know I do have the GoPro, so I might start using the GoPro for behind the scenes too, or I might start using these. I just move my head a lot when I talk, so I'm a little worried with these. So we're going to test to see how these go. So real quick, I want to jump in here and pound home the importance of making people aware of what you do. So everybody has this growing need for video content, for content in general, for coaching, direction. I think in this world of AI, we're looking for more of a human connection, and we're looking to make sure that we can connect with each other, especially in the age of social media. Like we've seen it, people want to connect, people want to grow, people want to be out there more. I know there's a lot of people hidden behind the keyboard and doing this stuff, but as a business that provides video service for shows like social media service or content in general, you have to let people know what you do, because if you're not letting them know what you do, you're not going to do anything great. And this is a service that a lot of people need. I think everybody needs video. And if you look at somebody such as like HVAC, we'll use for example, HVAC people are highly skilled at the heating and air conditioning business. They're very good at the sales process there. They're very good at fixing it. They're very good at doing the work. At the end of the day, they only have so many hours in the day, such as me, such as you, and they can't do all the video work. They know they need to do it. They just can't do it. So here you come with a simple message on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. It says, hey, I see you guys are doing really great work. Just so you know, I do video content for businesses that help them grow, that help them connect with their customers. If you guys ever need anything, feel free to reach out. Boom, there's your first seed planted. You let them know. But I think what's really important here is the follow-up process. So You're going to follow them on social media. When they win, you win. So what I mean by that is when they have a win, you comment on that post, say, hey, congratulations, love that. Or you send them a message, hey, congratulations, love that. Don't make it generic. Actually connect with them, actually care what they do, because at the end of the day, if they're succeeding, they're going to have more income to pay you with. So you want to help others grow in the process of it. It's less about shooting the video for them and more about developing that partnership. Because if you can have partnerships with people and businesses, your business is going to be able to grow, is going to be able to get more sustainable. So it's doing the right thing, helping them on what you can, and then celebrating their wins so you make sure you're relevant. And then the third piece that I think is really important on this is posting content. So showcasing over and over and over again. A lot of times in marketing, we just say marketing is reminding. So it's simply reminding that person throughout the process. I think the old saying is there was 7 different touch points that you had to hit to be able to convert that sale. I don't know if that's accurate anymore based on everything that I've seen, just because you're constantly being slammed with different things. And it's this bite-sized information where before it used to be 30, 40-second commercials that you couldn't skip. So it was those touch points or just billboards and different things like that. There was few and far between on them. There wasn't a lot of opportunity for different touch points unless it was going in person or doing other things. But then you're also limited on time, your resources, and you as an individual. Now with social media, you can post organic stuff hourly, daily, minutely, secondly to be hitting those posts. So I think it's probably more than 7. So keep that in mind. A, am I reaching out to people, let people know what I do and let them know that I'm interested in working with them? B, am I supporting them? Or I guess maybe 2, am I supporting them, showcasing their wins, showing them that, hey, I believe in you, you keep doing it? And then 3, am I posting content to also remind people that way? And of course, we get snow. Yay. One of the things that I noticed from yesterday is I had a free day, which means no meetings, no anything. And I knew that the next day I was going to be in meetings or doing Mulligan Mic stuff starting at 9:30 all the way until 4 today. So I got excited saying, hey, I'm going to get a ton of stuff done. But in the reality of it, I didn't get a lot done, which reminded me of this quote. It says, no amount of intensity can make up for a lack of consistency. Now, how that applies here is I wanted to get all of my social media content done. I wanted to do all of my monthly stuff done. I wanted to do all of my social media stuff. I want to do all of my sales stuff. And I wanted to also edit a Mulligan Mic and work out and do all the packing stuff and send off some stuff to the editor. I had a long list and I was like, okay, I got this free day. I'm just this grind. I'm just going to do it. But you have to do stuff every single day to move in that direction. And I think the more important part for me is to not beat myself up when everything doesn't get done. Because I set some unrealistic expectations. I don't know if you do with my amount of time, but like editing a Mulligan Mic will take anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. For some odd reason, in the 8-hour day that I had, I thought I could do my gym workout, which I'm training for a marathon, so those are longer. I thought I could edit my Mulligan Mic. I thought I could do all my stuff for the next week. I thought I could send all my sales stuff off. I think I could do all my social media stuff and batch all my content and do all my monthly texts. Not realistic. Wanted to try some tinkering to see if going from the DJI Osmosis Pocket 3 into something that's a little bit more conventional, such as I guess not conventional, but it's going to be more of like a dedicated camera. So this is the Nikon ZR. Love the camera. I have a Megadap adapter on there so far, and like you can see, I have this as an anamorphic lens right now, so it's a little bit stretched. Let's see if I can focus on that. Yeah, so it's a little bit stretched of an image. I don't like how it kind of bounces off and on with the focus there. It's noticeably heavier. Here, let me go down here. It's noticeably heavier. It sticks out quite a bit. This is a 20 millimeter series lens. This is an anamorphic ones, which I found out does not work the best with the Megadap adapter. For whatever reason, my recordings kept being stopped. Don't know if it was just a movement. Don't know what it was. Don't know if it's just because it's an APS-C lens on a full frame camera. I do have the 50 millimeter one that I could try, but can't blog on 50 millimeter. I don't care if it is anamorphic. You still can't do it. Noticeably different weights. It's not as discreet, but right now I'm really looking for something that I can do good travel content on, and I can put it in my pocket is kind of the big thing, or I can rig it onto a wall very easily. Might do it with the GoPro, but I still think the GoPro's image, it's not great in low light, and it's it's an action camera. That's what it is. You can definitely rig it up a lot better, but it's just not the same. I might look at the Sony, whatever their version is, with the fixed lens that's already on there that you can kind of zoom. I know Canon has the power shot as well. So might do those. Those are going to be a lot lighter. I think they have a dedicated camera, but it's with these, you got to rig it out just a little bit to get your mic on there. With the camera I'm using right now, you obviously have the mic that wireless transmits from there. It would be, I know I have to get another one of these just for some of the work that I do as a 2-camera setup. And this media mod is huge for those because it's easier to capture audio from the shotgun perspective as like the shotgun mic versus something else. And I don't know if like this little Rode mic that I have is going to be very functional for capturing audio on a golf cart when the GoPro is just kind of going. So if you've used the Sony camera that I'm talking about with the fixed lens, it goes, I think 20 or maybe 18 to 50 millimeter. If you used it in various lights, let me know. If you used it in public, let me know. And then if you've ever rigged it up, please let me know. Or if you use the Canon PowerShot V1, the actual one that looks like a camera, please let me know about that one as well. It's Friday. We made it back. We're going to try something different. This is on the Nikon ZR. I got the camera, and you think you're going to use something as much as you want to. But when you have cameras like the FX3 and all Sony lenses, and then you get something that's not native to the camera that you got for the lenses, it makes it a little iffy. Originally, I was planning on using these Sirui anamorphic lenses with it, and you start recording on it, and then it just stops. And then it just starts and it stops. So it randomly does that. So I'm trying it right now with the Viltrox autofocus 24 millimeters, a 1.8. Gonna try to use this more of like a blogging camera style setup. Backstory, reason I got this real quick, it takes photos. FX3 does not take very good photos at all. This takes very good photos. And it also does video work. It's a full frame camera. My backup camera was an FX30, which is great, but I don't like the crop factor on it for doing some of the jobs that I have to do, and having to take off the FX3 every time to then put on this can get tricky sometimes. So I just didn't want to have to worry about it. So I got this because I have the Mega DAP adapter. It's actually on there right now, so you can't see, but here's a little plate for it. Got the Mega DAP adapter so that way I can use all of my Sony lenses. Some of them work great. This one so far, it's recording the whole time. It looks like I'm staying in focus the entire time. Image looks good. I'll see what it looks like in post from there, but everything looks fine. The file sizes suck. I didn't expect the SSD thing to go up like crazy with prices pretty much tripling overnight, so that sucked. But thankfully I bought the terabyte card for the CF Express type. I think it's either A or B, whatever one. But I bought that thankfully before that went up. I don't plan on keeping the high resolution one, so I'm going to shoot all these in NRAW to see how it works versus Red RAW, just because the file size seems to be like 2 times the amount. But it should be fine. It's pretty compact. It's lighter than what my FX3 would be. So I'm hoping I can rig this up and kind of pair it with my Osmo Pocket. But one of the other things I really liked with this camera is I can put on my tripod, I can go. So I have a magic arm, and I'm going to try to do some interesting riggings. And the unfortunate part is I keep looking at the monitor because the monitor is so big. So that's going to be getting used to. I might steal a trick out of Casey Neistat's book. And what do I mean by steal a trick out of Casey Neistat's book? So he wears sunglasses when he goes. So when you have sunglasses on, you can't tell if you're looking over at the screen to check everything or if you're not. And with this not being a native lens, I'm not 100% sure if the autofocus is sticky, if I'm going to be in focus the whole time. I'm still trying to figure this camera out. So with me going out in public, doing that stuff, it also helps because people can't really tell what you're looking at when you're talking. So might try to steal that. I just don't have a lot of sunglasses. We got our list for the day, so we're going to go ahead and conquer it. It includes getting back with a sponsorship offer from some Mulligan Mic. We're looking at maybe, I won't say who it is, but we'll let that be a surprise. So a possible sponsorship offer here. And then at 3 o'clock today, we're going to go meet with somebody that wants to learn how to shoot more video for their business. They really didn't need high quality professional video. They just want to make their reels look better. It's not something I typically do for a lot of businesses with social media, like smaller stuff. I try to focus more on like those trust engaging assets, just because they need the higher quality focus on or higher quality output on those. And they're not easily replaceable, which I feel is big. So gonna go help with that. We gotta batch some content. We gotta do our monthly texts because I keep forgetting to do those. And then the daunting task. Finally gonna do taxes. Yep. Gotta get my taxes stuff ready. And then I have 3 weeks worth of expenses and mileage to get up tracked with. And then I need to get caught up on the Mulligan Mic edits. So I need to start editing a lot of those. So that way I can just have them scheduled. I need to get all the minis recorded as well. So that way I can get those over to the editor. And you guys tell me how the audio on this is. Or I'm using the Rode shotgun mic on here. So I want to see how this compares to the other ones when I do have a little camera and the audio right next to me. So I want to, you guys tell me if it sounds better or worse. Just got done with my run for today. It's Sunday. I'm going to give you a recap from Friday after the sponsorship meeting before I need to jump on the computer and edit the vlog because I got to post it today. So Friday went to go talk with the company for a sponsorship opportunity and met with the team. And during that meeting, I think it's really important for you to show your expertise and show like what you bring to the table versus them just looking at your online presence, but showing you individually as a person. So during that time, they had a couple of products that they were going to relaunch. So I gave my advice. I didn't tell them what to do, but I was like, oh, this would be fun if you did this. This would be fun if you did this. Just to give them different ideas to help elevate yourself, hopefully in their eyes. And that should pay off. Will it? We're going to find out. But Sunday, I'm going to go ahead and plug this in. So this is going to be it for week 2 on the vlog. We'll catch you on week 3 and we should have a fun shoot as long as weather cooperates on Tuesday. And then we're going to have a fun, interesting shoot also on Friday. So stay tuned next week for both of those. Until next time.